Omo, I still remember the day I showed some crooks pepper. Hmm, not the crooks in the previous video. This is another set of nasty individuals. My name is Bala, and this is the night three strangers tried to make me a victim, but I flipped the script and used their greed against them. What I am about to tell you, no be play o. I don't see shaggy for this great city. Listen well. It all started one fateful Friday. NEPA had taken light since morning. The air was thick, like the fat wey dey politician neck. I sat outside my crib, fanning myself with yesterday's newspaper. Generators coughed in the distance. Radio voices argued about politics. And neighbors were steadily trickling home after a long day at work. I was broke as usual, but I was expecting credit alert that day. In my mind, I don already plan all the place where I go flex go that weekend. After a short while, I stepped out to buy Ijebu Gari, sugar and groundnuts from Malam to soak, just to hold body till the cash hit my account. On my way back, I followed one dark side alley that we used as shortcut. It was unusually quiet. Suddenly, three strangers peeled off the wall like lizards escaping heat. These were strangers, not from the area. No how far, no familiar face, just low voices, colder than the knives they hid Polly. Guy, bring that phone, bring your money, no story. In Lagos, sometimes death introduces itself politely. I smiled because I had no money for them to take, but I had something else. I tilted my head like I was bored. Una be thieves? Na junior work. Tonight, I get bigger thing. Empty house, big politician, safe, jewelry, artwork, TV wey go blind you. If una get liver, follow me midnight. We go fill motor till e drag ground. They paused, blades relaxed. Greed slid into their eyes like serpents wey dey Garden of Eden. You sure? They asked. I know they talk twice, I responded. And just like that, they holstered the knives, but kept me between them. I had stopped being a victim. I had become a plan. They took me to their hideout, a rundown shack behind a mechanic workshop. The place was an absolute mess. Three of them, Scar. He had his scar on his face. LS, a guy who was breathing through his nose like punctured tire. And Quiet Eye, who watched me like a hawk measuring a chick. They kept me there till midnight. I was a hostage, but since they were mesmerized by the tales I was telling them, they treated me well. Of course, I told them lies. Old school, break and enter fables, stitched from gossip and market gist. There's nothing I didn't brag about. How a crew once carted off a bronze head from a mainland mansion. I said I planned the exit. How a safe in Ikoyi opened like bread after the house staff overslept. I said I timed the patrols. How a Lekki palace lost TV so big you could see tomorrow inside. I said I drew the blueprint. They gulped every word like palm wine. Each new tale raised their temperature. Quiet Eye still studied me, but even suspicion likes to be entertained. After waiting for hours, a clock on a cracked phone flicked to 12 a.m. The world outside was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Oya, I said. Tonight's target, Ikeja GRA, politician, big man. No be here see, he's out. House staff, off-site, fence high. Pride higher. We go in quiet, we come out loud. They grinned like hyenas who smelled goat meat. An old pickup truck whizzed to life outside. The truck was so old, it resembled God forbid. But wetin man go do? I had to play along. They sat me center in the cabin, like a trophy they were protecting and threatening at the same time. As we drove to the job location, Scar bragged about the job near her papa that never happened. LS tapped his foot offbeat to a song in his head. I just laughed inside. These guys were so broke, They couldn't even afford to put ordinary radio in their wretched vehicle. Quiet Eye just watched the rearview mirror. He never asked me where I learned my stories. He only asked once, "If e go bad, you go run?" I smiled. "If e go bad, una go run?" He liked that answer. Around 12:15 p.m., we arrived at our destination, a house with tall trees, standing tall over white walls. The house was so magnificent. It made us instantly remember how broke we were. They pulled on black ski masks. I pulled mine on too. We broke in. How? Don't ask me. Some things are better left unsaid. Just trust me. It happened. Wealth spread itself like perfume. Marble floors, majestic paintings. Even the air felt different. Or more, if you see the giant chandelier where I see for the entrance, chai! Money good though. But here's the thing. Street sense is reading a room that isn't talking. Houses like these keep secrets that whisper to those who listen. I suspected that the house had silent alarms installed. If this was true, we had about 30 minutes to exit before the police arrived. I knew this, but Scar, LS, and Quiet Eye were oblivious. Somehow, all those beer parlor conversations that I've had with shady crooks in my area were paying off. Thanks to them, I had a good idea of how men of the underworld conducted their operations. I took out my pocket watch, marked the exact minute, and then I became the devil in their ear. Leave that TV. No, the bigger one. That artwork? Forget that small one. This one has a signature. Check that shelf. Collect the fancy speaker. Not the knockoff. See that cabinet. Open. No, not that key. Try the other one. Calm down. We have time. We did not have time, but greed is a better chain than iron. They huffed and puffed, arguing over which sculpture cost more money. Almost dropping a glass table worth an average man's 10-year salary. I dripped confidence like sweat. Quiet Eye hovered near me. He did not speak, but I felt the heat of his gaze trying to burn through my mask. Thanks to him, I had not had room to escape. I glanced at my watch again. 30 minutes were almost up. I had to think of something quickly. Luckily, a few moments later, fate threw kerosene on their greed. We stumbled into a room that had a transparent glass vault. Inside, there were sparkling diamonds and gold jewelry. Scar, LS, and Quiet Eye almost ran mad with excitement. They suddenly started shouting and jumping around, giving each other fist bumps. They even came around to hug me. I quickly observed that Quiet Eye's demeanor had changed, and he was distracted. I didn't touch a thing. In fact, I suggested to them that I would go and get a large basin from the kitchen to make it easier for us to carry all the loot. They agreed. Once I was out the door, I ran as fast as my feet could carry me. Within 2 minutes, I was out of the gates of the house. Outside the compound, I peeled the ski mask off, folded it into my pocket like a bad memory, and kept walking. I did not run because I suspected the police might be around the corner. If I ran and they saw me, I would look like a suspect. That's when I saw them. 3 police trucks filled with fierce-looking officers. These guys were not joking around. They flew past me and stopped at the politician's gate. Close by, there was an outdoor restaurant. I sat. I ordered cold malt and pepper soup. As I sipped the malt, it entered my brain, kulele. Ah! I chopped the pepper soup like say tomorrow no day. Luckily for me, that alert where I dey expect don already enter my phone. So na enjoyment dey my eye. From my seat, I dey watch the police drama like film. And then I saw them, all 3, Scar, LS, Quiet Eye, in handcuffs, escorted by policemen. Their faces were heavy with sadness and disappointment. Suddenly, Quiet Eye looked up and saw me. I raised my mouth and smiled, gave him a small, respectful wave. He wasn't amused. I will never forget that day. I was 2 minutes away from having my entire life taken away from me. But by chance, I survived. I lived to see another day. Almost here, for this life, brain pass brawn. Scar, LS, and quiet eye learnt the hard way that greed does not pay. My people, if you dey street, shine your eye well well. No let anybody use you do mugu. Na so e be. Once again, my name na Bala, and this is the story of how I was cornered by 3 thieves and still came out on top. Peace out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the story, hit the like button, drop a comment, share it with your people, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. See you in the next one.